Yes, yes, yes. It's very nice to see you. Do you perchance have some clothing for me? You know, I'm just asking because it is getting rather cold. Do I want to sell my garlic? I kind of want to keep my garlic. I like my garlic. Garlic is one of these nice little ingredients that you just want to have around. There's a lot of shit I don't really want to deal with now that I think about it. I'm just gonna fucking sell it. The risk is gonna go back. Well, I mean, to be fair, it is a bit of a high art to know when to take things seriously and when not, for the most part. For example, the same sort of lightly teasing banter that you can exchange with your friends. Some people can well, take rather personally, especially if they don't know you. One of those many little sad things. But there are, of course, situations where you should indeed take things seriously. Okay, let's... I'm gonna keep my garlic. Screw you. Nobody can stop me from carrying around some garlic. Good purposes. Nah, don't worry. Honestly, so long as the people around are okay, but you can even be quite a bit of a eating little asshole about it. As I said, you know, it all comes down to circumstances, situation, and what else. Can you actually help me identify that? Sure. Yes, you can. The half-blade +2. Why the fuck wouldn't I wear that? For me, I wear some armor now. It is metal armor. It's still fucking cold outside. Probably not a good idea. Oh, sure we can. I don't see why not. Considering that right now I'm mostly going for whatever strikes me on any particular day. You can, and I will film it and put it out for the world to see. Heck, I will even upload it to the YouTube channel with a special title and a special thumbnail attached to it just for you. But the rest of the world can see. So that's the kind of stuff I do. Okay, I don't need that. I mean, I guess I could give one of the helmets. I never really liked the idea of having a metal helmet on a fucking rogue, though. That kinda looks stupid. Okay. Yeah, but still. I still have Erebus ring, because, you know, that's a nice memento I would like to keep around. Okay, so we have some armor. What else do we have? I mean, that's nice. That's pretty nice. How much does this cost? I mean, money is not really a problem, so since we now have to actually start entering in. So you are kinda, you know, being as a sorcerer, you're basically the average university student, is what you're trying to sell me here. Like, you know, you're a complete idiot, you have no idea, you haven't even studied for a month, but you still consider yourself to be so far above intelligence-wise than anybody else that it's not even funny. Ah, I know the kind. I know the kind well. Yeah, some people actually are like that. They are ridiculously self-assured and overconfident to the point where it's like, okay, but I would like to point out that all of the things you say or said have no real... Oh well, I'm just gonna shut up now. But yeah, you can have fun with that. It's the same, you know, with the pen and paper, right? As long as you have a group that is somewhat not necessarily working well together, because it can also be really, really fun to just work against each other and be, you know, a bit more manipulative and sabotagey about it, so long as it's not outright fighting. But that can also be quite fun. Not just quite fun to play, but also quite fun to watch, mind you. Oh, basically. That, you know, you are still gonna be somewhat bind to a specific setting when you use methods like this. You can just far more freely create things, of course, if you actually choose to do it in the pen and paper way. But setting that up, finding somebody who is actually willing to DM that shit and other short things can be a chore in and of itself, I have to admit. And I can tell you outright, I would not make a good DM at all. Heck, I make a barely passable play at that. I'm not gonna claim otherwise. Finding people who are actually good at DMing is not that easy. Yeah, well, not shit. Do I want my tower shield? See, kinda depends on how far and in what direction you want to take your RP. I would say. Well, I mean, to be fair, you know, that is really just something you can only ever work on in slow steps. It's not gonna get better overnight, but you know, if you start and people are willing to get through your first trials, because now, as everything else, gaming is also an art that needs to be learned until you can consider yourself to be at least decent at it. You have no bells and shit. Kinda weak ass. Same with pronunciation and things. Heck, I'm pretty sure I murder the English language more often than I don't. And I do definitely lack vocabulary for specific things. Like, for example, damage strategy. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna get myself some nuts and some water. If I were to try to explain to you in detail the finer points of business that I have learned in my time, I would quite quickly find the end of my vocabulary. That's a good start. Especially if one is also willing to do it. Because, you know, it's a bit of a painful job. What do I have? Yes. that didn't want it. Yeah, that nut really didn't want it. Okay, I'm gonna be a bit more. Give me a moment. A bit more careful, because that nut did not want it to go down into the right direction. Not that hard, is it now? There are precisely 2 ways to go down. As well as a little stop mechanism that makes sure that nothing goes down, yeah? Phew. You don't have any nice magical weapons, and I do kinda... Now, I'm call me uncreative, but the idea of using just longsword and shield as a fucking fighter class seems like a very reasonable solution. Weapon. Anything else I want? I mean, I don't need to care much about healing. I am still a pretty damn overpowered fucking motherfucking former paladin, to be fair. Beer actually does sound good. Not that the doctors would agree with that statement, mind you. But when has that ever stopped me? Okay, I mean, I don't really care too much about her equipment, honestly, for the moment. But in my case, I just wanted equipment because, well, here now I was kinda naked and cold. Can't even get a fucking cloak or anything to keep myself warm, so I'm kinda disappointed with that. Yes, the Lerman, do get yourself a beer. Then again, you know, I don't know what you northerners think what a good beer is, but that's a giant blood splatter. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna can I tell you tactics? Find me not attack until I do. Distance, keep medium distance. And weapons wise, can I tell you to just use I guess I can't. That's kind of sad. Yeah. I mean, you know, in my case, after I have been absent for quite a long while in the hospital and then in rehabilitation and shit, and so kind of lost a piece of my fucking kidney along the way, the doctors were kind of rather stringent in this whole don't drink thing. They also told me to take care to take lots and lots of water in, because well, apparently otherwise you know, I will suffer even more. But meh. At least one of the young doctors was actually, no, a bit more fair. He was like, you know, moderation is key. Do it in moderation and I'm not gonna complain too much. Just don't, you know, try to I mean, you know, what's a kidney anyway? The master was poisoned, don't worry about it. So, have you seen any kobolds around here? Okay, so we know that they went by the gate and left. Okay, so what things do you have in your inventory? A cloak! One that I cannot use, that's great. Don't worry. It's always a safe assumption that if, the sure assumption that if someone brings something up willingly, they're probably okay with you talking about it. Heck, even make a fucking joke about it or something. No problems whatsoever. And at least in my case, you know, I've been told this camera makes me look nice and young. But I am an old fart, and let's just say it will take you quite a lot to annoy me. Actually, I think it's been quite a long while since anyone managed to outright offend me with anything, because, well, I guess it's one of the advantages of being old as fuck. You don't really take, you know, the small things too seriously. You just kind of end up going like, that is what it is. Okay, so, I think this is where... Was this where this was? I mean, you can try me. Try to make me mope. You know what happens? I'll just, you know, turn around, look up some of my favorite artists, look at some nice, you know, brown waifus with silver hair. And go like, I'm feeling better again. No. Alright, you don't have to keep your tongue in check with me for most of the times, honestly. Which is fair enough, you know. What was that one saying in Gothic again, that one peasant was like, you have problems? Good, keep them to yourself. I don't care. Which is a fucking fair point. Yeah, sure. So what's going on here anyhow? Couldn't finish, well, kid is in the kitchen. Aha. No, thanks for the information, I suppose. Let's investigate that hostage situation. Mob members. Are we talking about a mob or the mob? Nobody knows.
What can I get you?
So then, why don't you finish them off? Yeah, just finish. I think of these things over. Yeah. You'll probably get far in life if you don't consider things to be ultra seriously. Or, you know, if you don't let yourself get to the mindset of I'm looking just for an excuse to be offended or, you know, insulted at this point. And yes, text is most definitely one of the worst mediums for that. At least, you know, if you have a voice conversation, the tone and stuff will already convey much, and of course face-to-face is always best, because that's the easiest to tell how serious somebody usually is. You take a look at their expression. I mean, fair enough. I guess if I were to go into a new place, even on the internet, I'd probably also too be first a bit more wary of my my tone to begin with. Then you're doing the drinking wrong. Drinking is not supposed to make you sad. Drinking should be a nice motivator. You should be, you know, feeling sad about yourself and go like, okay, I have shit to do, I don't feel like it, but get shit done today. I'm gonna get a nice cold beer. That's gonna fucking taste amazing. Should be a source of happiness. Looking forward to. Honestly, you know, one of those who is like, because I know these kind of people, you know, the people that you take out for drinks, after the 5th one or so, they start going on like, let me tell you about my ex-wife, girlfriend, whatever the fuck, you're sitting there like, barkeep, keep the shots coming, I'm gonna need them, hard and fast, please. Actually, the best thing you can get out of drinking is an emotional enhancement, basically. Since, you know, an alcohol-addled mind is a lot more susceptible to your emotional swings, you can actually make use of that and go like, let me, you know, watch one of my favorite old animes while having a nice drink, getting a bit more emotional about it. Watching, you know, halfway drunk Record of Lotus or something. That's always a nice trip. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. A good feeling. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the curses of our society that, generally speaking, in most societies, it's not really a normal behavior to display your emotions in a public or even in some cases somewhat friendly setting. It's kind of but yeah, there's just some situations you cannot win in, and sometimes it's just better to go like, well, you know, I pretty much know how much I need to drink to black out, so the bottle of vodka is not gonna last me. Let's see if I can find some more. We do live in strange times, though, I have to admit. Just what was it, yesterday? Because, you know, I'm an old guy. I like myself some good old-fashioned newspapers. I have not a subscription to any longer, but I do have I basically get their newsletter from their online platforms. So I sometimes get some articles sent to me, and I opened my emails, went through the usual, and went like, that was interesting. What is that? The article was, I mean, it was a German article, obviously. What was it again? How the fuck do we even translate it? Basically something about how a woman would choose bears over men, and I was sitting there like, what the fuck? What's wrong with the world? Where have we gone wrong? Why have God left the fucking server? Jesus went right after him, apparently. And I read that, and it was basically just like, yes, everything is bad, and men are bad, and women are ultimately always the victim, so feel bad about this, and chastise yourself now, because, you know, it's your fault that women feel bad. And I was sitting there like, well, fuck you too, thank you. Because, I don't feel any fucking reason why I should feel responsible for that. Those times have gone out the window a long time ago, mind you. Actually, no, I had two precise thoughts. A, the woman who answered like that, because I think the question was kind of boiling down to, now if you find yourself in the woods, who would you rather be the meeting, you know, random guy or a bear? These people have never met any fucking wild animals in their full fucking life. Because if they had, I would most definitively not choose a bear. I can tell you as much. The bear is an animal, a wild animal. You cannot reason with it. You cannot argue with it. You cannot convince it of anything. It will act according to its own whims and instincts. Meaning, you're fucked. With the average guy, you can somewhat reason. I'm not saying all of them are, you know, the brightest of a kind that you can potentially meet on the street, but chances are a bit bigger. But that reeks of very much, you know, usual city dwellers who have never seen, probably not even seen what an actual cow looks like. let alone an actual wild animals in the woods. And then, as I'm, an old school thinker when it comes to things like this, I just sat there and went like, But that's kind of also, the whole tone of the article is basically a very entitled position. It's like, yes, if some random women are feeling bad, because maybe because they haven't met the best representatives of the male species, then that is apparently now the fault of all men, and we should all feel bad about it. And I'm sitting here like, no, I'm not gonna feel bad about it. Because fuck you, why should I? Yeah, it's a very entitled position. There was a time, mind you, long before the whole feminism thing happened, and in the old constellations, where indeed women were entitled to a few things, from men. Usually stuff like protection, and, in the family unit, of course, they were also somewhat entitled to the earnings of said men, as they had chosen to take care of them. That is all good and well. That was the past. That was a time before that. Now, in a grand state of equality, they have their own responsibilities, and it's not my responsibility to make sure that every last woman on this particular earth gets all of her wishes granted. That's their own responsibility, that's their own life. I have nothing to do with it, and I don't want to. So go fuck yourself, basically. And take your chances, then. Go ahead, take your chances, go into the woods. Choose the bear. See what happens. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna fucking run away. As quickly as my feet can carry me. How about you, Alice? It's not like I'm, going to do the same idiotic thing and overgeneralize and go like, yeah, no, that this is every woman. I know a great amount of women that are actually well aware that is what it means to be a, self-reliant person that needs to take care of themselves first and foremost, but really some interesting examples out there that make you at least somewhat smile. Go like, yes. You're the exact example of a woman who, on one hand, screams loudly that feminism is the best thing ever, and on the other hand, really, really would like to get back all of those privileges you had before, don't ya? Stories like this that you just need to take with a bit of a grain of amusement, because otherwise, where would we ever end up? I'll see what I can do. Sure. Listen, kobolds, I'll give you one singular fucking option. None of these options are really tempting. But yeah, sometimes you just see things and you go like, ah, yes, I think things have changed. Maybe for the better in some cases. If dribble like that is actually considered to be newsworthy for a major outlet, then I wonder if there isn't anything more important that we should talk about. Maybe. Okay, I'm not gonna become a hostage, that's not really my style. I don't really want to let you go either. Intimidation is probably gonna fail. I mean, to be fair, going off my own experiences so far, I am a pretty good Jew to have a beer with. Or so lots of people have told me, at least. Mostly because I do like, random talking while drinking. It's a pretty nice deal for me. If the other person also is not against. Indeed. Because you see, I long since learned that conversation is not always about convincing the other party of your own worldviews until the very end. That just leads to horrible things. Instead, you can just go like, I mean, I'm purely politically speaking. I've spoken with every extreme corner of the political spectrum that we have in Germany. I've talked to, people who literally believe that Hitler should definitely return to power, or, a follow-up model has to be found that works pretty much the same. I also talked now with the other side that is like, well, Marx was the greatest person ever alive, and while I don't agree with any of them, at least I would take them up on the offer of a talk, because why not? Talking doesn't cost me anything. I mean, to be fair, in one case I almost got, sucker punched in the face for it, but that's a risk I was willing to take at the time. But hey, fun times. I'll try intimidating. Yes, I'm not good at it, but um, well, to be fair, you shouldn't, because I'm far, far superior. I was better. I think the only thing that I would require of any conversation partner is that they actually do not take things overly serious. Basically. You know, sometimes you just have to make a joke. Sometimes, you know, the joke might not be appropriate, but that's the problem, really. Yeah, there are people like that. There are people who literally cannot imagine anything outside of their own ideas, and if you present them with something, even if that something is objectively provable, the truth, I'm just gonna fucking deny and go like, no. It's one of the not so nice aspects of humanity, I suppose. Really? I didn't say no harm. That's good to me. Kill them all! I do like that someone in the background just randomly shouts like, injustice! Yeah, there are quite a few situations like that that I have gone through in my my age, and honestly, sometimes you just have to accept that certain people just do not wish to listen to no matter what, no matter how right, no matter how true. Or sometimes they just listen to one specific part. Yeah, I think my father too is rather set in his ways. I don't think there's any convincing him to change his ways, even if he were to be proven somewhat wrong. Do not look like a cook. How grateful are you? Very grateful, what do you ask? Yeah, I'm hungry. Can you give me some food? Okay. Might not be my job, indeed. I mean, to be fair, my job is indeed not consistent of convincing people of anything. I'm not a bloody politician, and I thank God every day for that. Because, you know, I have yet to find the most mystical of creatures that has ever existed in this world. Allegedly, that is. Namely, an honest politician. Basically, there are only two types of politicians. The ones that are openly and well-known corrupt, and the ones who are yet to be found to be corrupt as shit. There's really not much in between there. Right, random people in a group. I smell mob. Shock to the mob. I mean, to be fair, I can't actually claim much believer to at the moment, because, well, I can abandon my own beliefs, but yeah. Well, honestly, not a bad choice, because politics are actually the last great divider we have left in our time. Religion had that place for a long time, at least in the Western circles. Religion has very much lost its power, but politics are still there. The politics are indeed the last great divider we have. And they divide brutally. To the point where whole fucking families, you know, split up along political lines and hate each other with a passion for such stupid reasons. Really stupid reasons. What can I say? Things are strange. And they have forever been. Sad as that might be. That's just a few of those topics where people would really, really like to divide themselves along and go like, yep, yep, yep. Indeed. It's gotten to the point where, you know, even fundamentally good concepts, like good old-fashioned diversity, has become a bit of a curse word because of what people have made of it in the time. It's kind of saddening, honestly. Because I do like the idea of diversity. Diversity in games. Meaning, I would like to have a diverse genres in my games. Diversity of thought, very important. Because, you know, if you're just going by your own and what your own group tells you, you're going to fucking rot your own brain. Let's see. Yes, I could use a good laugh. Tell me about this god of yours. So the usual. He wants my money and he's gonna give me some salvation. Yeah, not really convincing. Maybe I should collect the gold for the new god then. Well, I guess, I mean, since I'm a bit of an unbeliever myself at this point. Let's ask. Let's politely assume he's just, you know, confused. Can I? No. Yes, I cannot get out of that. Yeah, let's go outside and talk with the people in charge. See how well they handle the situation. So we have girl, boy, commoners, and random people. As always, you only need to care about. Oh look, it's Lord Nesha in disguise. I'm a backward from all the bending and cheating at. Maybe stop with the bending over then, you know. Aren't you a priest? Isn't it your job to bend over the choir boys, not the other way around? The death touch. That's nasty. Sure, show me your items. Show me what you got, bitch. Anything interesting? You got some cloaks. Properties, read them. That's actually pretty nice. How much is that monetarily wise? What is your opinion on Irebeth? On one hand, when you get introduced to Irebeth originally, she is a blindingly naive, which is not really surprising, but honest to God goody two-shoes paladin, as honestly I would kinda assume a paladin would be, fresh out of, you know, paladin college basically, head full of faith, good beliefs, and willingness to do anything necessary to do good. But it's kinda a very simplified view on the whole paladin thing, because at the end of the day what a paladin is a religious zealot. So they are very much so fighters, conquerors, defenders for their faith. So she's a bit too naive there. Then when things start hitting shit and you know, have her faith that she proclaims oh so much and oh so harshly kinda is a bit weak, because the very moment her lover gets kinda, you know, axed for reasons, to be fair, bad reasons, but still, she falls really, really too quickly. There's a little, I mean, it kinda still fits with the young, naive image, and for I guess elven standards, she is young and naive. It is a good storyline in general. We can agree on that part. That's a nice element to it, to have, you know, this friendly relationship that, you know, we're basically good friends trying to save the day together in some capacity. But it has some weak points. She has some weak points character-wise. It's kind of where I'm at. I mean, you know, of all the items I picked up in the original Trial of Us, the only thing I kept for me was Erebus Ring, because I do actually, you know, like that. No questions. The only thing I couldn't just throw away and been like, nope, 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 I'm gonna keep that. I like that. But you could have probably done still a bit of a better job there. I do like that Erebus is kinda, you know, stay a thing. She is not completely gone yet. We haven't reached the end of the complete storyline yet, so there's that. Well, yeah, kind of what we did with the original campaign playthrough we did. Where, of course, also was a good paladin, and I went, of course, with everything Erebus wanted. You know, always hoping for a bit of that good old-fashioned holier than anything else scissoring that, you know, you can only get from two holy women doing it. And I mean, you know, after a while, after all, fair enough, she was single again, so... Badly that never played out. I did once too. I mean, to be fair, you know, as I said, you know, the whole fall and the willingness of Erebus to really fall fucking hard and fucking far is just a bit over the top. There's too little doubt. And after she plunged everything into chaos, to then go like, yeah, no, that's not something we can excuse. That is not something we can save you from. You kinda, realistically speaking, do deserve to burn in hell for that. And in hell she shall burn. As an oathbreaker, after all, as a paladin, you are supposed to be taking some really serious oaths. And you really shouldn't break those.
Well, hello there.
Ah, yes, I forgot about you. You are drunk out of your mind. When people actually do need you, that's, So, let's get to your obvious question out of the way. Is he drunk? 2 warm empty wine bottles. That's quite the amount. I mean, I can handle one, but somewhere through the second one is usually when things start hitting you. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's always a fun thing, honestly. You can have a lot of fun, and multiplayer usually adds on to that fun, I would politely point out. Actually, it never really hurts to get another opinion. And another voice for quips in your game. Yes. How do I put it mildly? I mean, we can probably just sit down and hash out the details. And then do whatever the fuck we want with that. Don't really take that long to plan something like this out, but you know. I mean, don't worry, I will be talking anyway, one way or another. You can really not get me. But it kind of comes down to how you want to play it. I mean, if you just want somebody to read all the text, I can do that. I've done it before. Your character might be allowed to be silent, but not the god behind him. Believe you me, I'll have you interacting with my poor self before you know it. What a nice and relaxing way to spend my time. Look, he's a happy drinker. At least he's like, honey, you've been like a daughter to me. Tell your player. How better than a daughter. How polite. Good to see you. When did you get here? Yeah. I mean, since Neverwinter Nights actually does have a lot of options. And it does have a multiplayer mode, mind you. We can look at some details, go like, okay, so what precisely do we want to play? How we want to play it? How we want to divide our roles, our doings. Well, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed at all. For sure, you know. Games are fun. Games with other people, even more fun. What are your problems? Do tell me. I'm gonna consider not solving them. That's kind of why I like streaming, basically. Because even if you play, technically speaking, on your own, you do have company along the ride, which is kind of nice. More people. Normally I would point over to strategy and go like, yo, strategy. But, I don't know if Neverwinter Nights, especially in that particular form, would be up his head. I would ask the Kronos, but he's in a bit of a messy situation himself. Oh yeah, there's one person. William, I recall, would absolutely do that. Would absolutely go like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and min-max my character by doing this, that, and that. Honestly, this has never been my preferred mode of playing games. See? I mean, that is fair enough. Give me a second, I need to look at my phone in order to make sure it's loading. Just, you know, not be sure, but nobody thinks I'm dead. We need to convince them to stop doing that shit. Sure, I'll just speak with him. That's one hell of a way to get your hands on the Daggerfall. Okay, so how do we convince him to stop being an idiot? Able Maiden, oh, that's nice. And classic.
What? Oh, hello.
Now I need to speak with you in private. Okay, well, I'll tell you to shut up the fuck, because otherwise... Yep, you can indeed leave Villager, but the next god you see will be in bloody hell. Could be some YouTube stuff too. Indeed. Editing. I recently started doing that again. But then again, I'm far from good at it. Huh? But I do like it, you know? You take a video, you cut it down in size, add in a few things here and there, and then you're like, this is actually kind of nicely getting together now. It is a satisfying process, let's say. But yeah. You can do something with that. Yep, Shifagenuti. Gives you something to do, gives me something to do. And have some fun with the whole process. Does not sound like a bad deal at all to me. Leave or die. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of getting sick of this asshole, so, you know. Oh. See, you cannot even claim my meal. I gave him a choice. You can either leave, or you die. You choose dying. Yeah. And I think, at least for the moment... Yeah, at least for this month, probably, at the very least, I still have a lot of time. Because right now I'm very cozily outside of the work market, which is rather neato. Yes, Barbarians are indeed no longer a problem. I see blood on your hands, you killed him. The butcher wanted no violence. You did not specify that I needed to not butcher him, so... Oh, look, now she's busy at me. You're beneath my contempt, you disgust me, heathen. Go away, never speak to me again. How about you? Do you want to speak with me? He's just in for the wine. Yeah, sure, I said enough. I'm gonna... Probably today, let's see. I'm either gonna do one big stream of 6 hours, I'm gonna do 2 small streams of 3 hours, but for For the moment, I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play 3 hours, gonna take a short little break. Yeah, going to get myself something to eat, and we can also use this break time to talk about the details. Because, you know, it sounds like a rather interesting little project. Okay, so all we know so far is that, violence is the answer, as is it so often. You know, it solves all of my problems. Most efficiently by virtue of leaving no alternative. So that's good. Let's see, any these people. Stop grumbling and talk to me.
Yes? Hello?
I mean, if you just need more bodies, that can, you know, critical role. Doesn't ring any bells immediately, but as I said before, that doesn't mean much in my case. To be very fair and honest. And you're not that small, I don't think I'm gonna step on you, but who the fuck are you and what's your problem, boy? I mean, considering that I basically, as far as the internet is concerned, lived under a bit of a rock for quite a long while. I'll have to check that out beforehand, but it's interesting to see that people are still going down that direction. Actually, I'm apparently successful with it. Can we indeed? I can see potential there for some good old-fashioned fun times. Because, you know, of course, one of the magic of editing is that you can make a lot of the more trivial things that are not directly contributing towards the goal just go away. It's indeed magical. Very magical, even. Well, have you seen any kobolds by chance, you know, apart from the ones you murdered, obviously? Indeed. You know, that's basically what I'm doing as well. Because, you know, since basically I take my long ass streams of multiple hours and then I make them into nice little 1 hour long episodes for the YouTube side of things. And the easiest way to do that is to just cut out all of the breaks, the really unfitting rambling, and just reduce it of stuff and opportunities when we're actually doing something. Works pretty well, I'd say. At least for me, I would watch that. Heck, I am forced to watch it because I'm editing it. And it's not like I have a choice there. But does get the job done for me. And it leaves a nice little archive. Because, you know, one of the main disadvantages of live content is, of course, the simple fact that you cannot actually expect people to be there every single time. You know, apart from a few. Like little strategy. Who's always there when you least expect him and when you expect him? He's basically there all the time. I mean, don't ask me to do different voices for every character. That's just, I'm not good at voices. I have a voice. My voice. That works pretty damn well for me. That's all I need. Yeah, just call me by my name. It's a halfling caravan. Yes, I can see that. Why do we ask to win? Do we have anything to sell? Not at the moment. Okay. We know that the kobolds have went outside, so that's all we need to do. I mean, you know, when my hands are tied, I can't play the game. I don't need to smoke. It's a sad state of affairs. But who am I to go against the, what was it again? What's the term? God damn it. You would need to pay for a lot more smoke in order to get there. I've been smoking for a literal decade and I haven't lost my voice yet. Let me see, what was the term I'm thinking of? Let me quickly... Indeed, the word I was looking for was Vox Populi.
Salutations.
Salutations indeed. Random black man. Certainly not suspicious. In the fucking cold ass north. Actually, you know, I fully agree. I went around to my underwear and it was actually fucking cold. Yes, yes, it is horrible. So, who are you? A wizard of Tai, the most beloved and most, well-meaning group in all of the lands. Yes. You do that, actually, I think I'm gonna hit the fucking toilet as well. Because, after all the drinking, my bladder does feel somewhat fuller than it needs to be, absolutely. Yeah, why would I walk away? I know, I've heard of you, you know, you are indeed evil, murderous villains, there's no denying that, you literally are assholes. But, that's my profit. So, what is a red wizard doing in Hilltop? Detach your Al-Tabar has been working very hard to strive for time. There was a ghastly terrible wars between I and your neighbors. I don't believe you for even a second, you bitch. Tai will never sue for peace. Let it go for, you know, absolute dominance. Yeah, sure, tell me more. So you want to set up shop here. Yes, get to the point where I'm supposed to be interested. How much is this worth to you? Gold coin 100. Oh. I will be back. Okay. I will quickly go back to the village. And then I will probably excuse myself for just a tiny second to go to the toilet. I'm somewhat tempted to grab a beer on the way back because, you know, it's a nice evening so far. Somewhat a good mood. It's always something you need to, or well, I at least need to somewhat debate myself.
Oi, what can I get you?
Okay, do I need to talk to you then?
Well, hello there.
I met a man called Sladen. You have proven your evil ways. The fact that you would try to convince me to tells me that you cannot be trusted either. Listen, listen to say, oh, Varund dies.
Well, hello.
Listen,
Well, hello.
listen,
Well,
listen,
well,
listen,
well,
listen. Okay, so I can't brute force you to accept that. Can I actually see some numbers there, please?
Oi, what can I get you?
well, hello.
God damn it.
Well, well, well,
Okay, so I can't convince her like that. I don't wonder if there's another solution to this. Yeah, that think it's gonna be an easy solution. Wonder if we can somehow force her hand a little bit more. I wonder indeed. What sort of character would I play? A good question. Good question indeed. I mean, to be fair, my usual archetype is somewhere between the proper paladin or a more fall variant. Because, you know, simple. But, I mean, I guess a wizard or something would be interesting as well. I haven't played with something like this or something really, really out there. What have I never engaged with class-wise? Druids, for example. I've never played a druid, for example. Can't even imagine how to fucking play a druid. Because, man, I mean, I'm kinda out there. I'm open to make it in a somewhat old as fuck druid type with a long beard. Yeah. I mean, I can kinda see it. What else? If you're looking at the more fighter classes, stuff like ranger, I never really played a ranged character. Wasn't really, because, you know, if I'm a fighter anyway, I kinda wanna be, you know, good old fashioned, you know, have a sword, have a shield, I'm good. Thank you very much. Or something with a, you know, a great sword. That too also works. You know, I kind of would say make that a bit of a point of discussion where we actually try to get something that is somewhat symbiotic in nature. I mean, you know, I already have a kitty at home, so why not have a kitty in game, I suppose. I mean, I could be a environmental fascist or something. I'm like, yeah, I wanna hurt nature? Let me tell you about Germany. Because, you know, then I can make a lot of comments about final solutions for problems and stuff. Probably. I would be towing the line, yes, but not in a bad way. Questions. How many kobolds actually are there? Sure, that's all my questions. Why did you save them? Why do things like this? Have I? I mean, guess technically speaking I have. Well, I guess I can give it a try. I'm not too convinced yet that that is a good idea, but no. Let's throw it through Barbarian. I mean, we can kind of mix and match. I think you can... And you can basically get through the game in pretty much any and all combination you can imagine. So we do have options. I guess I could just take a look at the classes and see where my my gut feeling guides me. Yes, but since, you know, I don't really have much of an archetype for RPing to go off, I do like to take, you know, some inspiration from what is there. And then we have classes, and classes usually come along with a bit of a somewhat of an idea of what they are supposedly are character-wise, although they are of course variants. And, you know, the most famous variant of a combination that should not actually be Dritz the Warden, you know, a good drow, can be interesting as well. But I do like to get myself at least some idea of where I want to go first. I mean, yeah, that kind of, at least in games, that works a lot better if the character you're actually playing also has a... one of the reasons why I always kind of stuck with the Paladin, because, well, you know, it there's a charisma-based character, it works pretty well. You stole the baby. Why should I care? Give the baby and promise you a quick, painless death. You don't think so? We'll try this. Give me the baby or die. No. Or else I'll just kill you and take the baby. Sorry. I'm not in the mood to let myself be blackmailed. Cradle is empty. How horrible. Well, we did the best we could, sorry to say, but there was no other solution there. We're not gonna start treading on that thin line of being willing to talk with terrorists now, will we? Well, I have some terrible news for you. Bye-bye. That's for no -1. I can tell you what that was. It was a failure. The field mage is no longer listening to my advice. Try help me. A fresh priest in town full of stench of justice. Good luck. Yeah. Then he's like, I'm gonna teleport away now. Well, healing, I mean. Actually, how do I see my combat log again? Better log, is that in here? Okay, I kind of forget that I'm quite powerful. I also took 5 damage. That's cute. Didn't tell me much. That is indeed a very good quest done sound, isn't it? I am thinking of going outside. I need to find some kobolds for myself. Don't worry, I can handle myself. So I'm pretty sure I'm better equipped than you at this point, just on the basis of, you know, equipment. Yeah, I think I'll actually take this opportunity to take a quick run towards the toilet to get that bladder a bit more empty and, let's see. I said after return we play for... Yeah, that's not really a problem, honestly. That things like that. Excuse me.